Hey guys, Pontic here, and today we'll be jumping into a 2 versus 2. I'm actually with my fellow clanmate Piper of the Sith clan, and yeah, so he chose Rome, I chose the Nervii, and we're facing off against Iceni and the Lusitani. So as you can see, I got 2 Oathsworn, 4 Fierce Swords, 2 of these Guerrilla Swordsmen, 2 Naked Swords, a Levy Freeman, 4 Spear Brothers who are in support of my 4 light horses. And yeah, I basically got them in a line here with my spears in the back with my cavalry. And then you can see I deployed my Guerrilla Swordsmen all the way out here. But when I deployed them, they were immediately seen, so I went ahead and just charged them in. And I do kind of go for his infantry at first, but I'll actually redirect him to his veteran riders because he does not see me because he's not reacting at all to that, so I'm going to try to take out his cavalry if I can. And yeah, Lusitani, he brought a bunch of 4 Iberian swordsmen and then a lot of these slingers. I think he has 3 or 4 slingers mixed in. So with the javelin of these Iberian swordsmen plus his Balearic slingers, definitely a lot of missile units. So that's 8 total basically. And then really only 4 infantry, which 2 nobles and then 2 veteran shield warriors and then some cavalry in the back. So quickly over here, I was able to catch one of his units, which he gave I guess just a order to move over here. Still at this point, I guess he hasn't noticed my units back here, but I am able to catch one. I am going to be able to beat them pretty badly. Starting to swing my cav around, I'm going to bring my spears in support. You can see the Iceni I'm facing. He has a mixture of these painted ones and then chosen sword band and chosen spear band with some slingers in the front. He's broken it up into, as you see, 3 different sections, and he's gonna start doing quite a bit of damage with his slingers. So I'm gonna charge forward because I don't want to just sit here and get, missiled to death. So I'm charging in. Oh my guys, bringing these guys around. Still got my horsemen around. So yeah, I am able to finally get rid of his veteran riders. At this point he does send in a heroic rider, and finally our infantry lines are clashing all through the fronts. And then my cavalry coming around, I'm going to send 2 of them into his chariot general and then 2 more to support this fight back here. And you'll notice he pulls out 2 infantry, so I'm going to actually engage with 2 of my spear brothers and then bring my other spear brothers into the back over here. And my plan is just to overwhelm this whole front over here by taking out his cavalry and then his infantry on this side. I can then proceed to sweep along and help the rest of my infantry, which they're all going to hold pretty well except for one of these fierce swords that gets taken out pretty quickly. See some of his units already starting to rout. Now my ally Piper is starting to engage with most of his force on the right flank to overrun here. He has a mixture of some Evocati cohorts, some Astati, and then some armored legionnaires, I believe, if I can find one. And then some Equites for his cavalry. Oh, legionary cohort, that's what it is. I think he has 2 or 3 legionary cohorts. And then some Evocati. So he's pretty well overwhelming this right flank, doing a good job on this front. And same over here, he does send a unit to actually support this side because this is definitely my weaker front, but his unit starts to rout over here, and now I'm starting my sweep with my Oathsworn and Fierce Swords, bringing them over. Still got my Naked Warriors left. This one's pretty damaged. I end up finishing out taking out his general chariot unit and then his cavalry, so I'm actually going to start bringing my cavalry over here to support Piper in this battle, because really, I mean, he doesn't have very many units at all over here, the Iceni, so there's no problem taking these guys out. So with my extra units, I'm starting to bring them over for support. See, Rome is pretty well overwhelming the Lusitani, who at this point really only has, he still has his Iberian swordsmen, which have been throwing javelins, but these guys in themselves aren't very strong, as you can see with their stats down there, and then just slingers. So he doesn't really have much left anymore because he only brought 4 units of infantry. And as you can see, I start to attack, but then I realize those are Iberian swordsmen, so I don't want to just go in and get all that jav thrown at me, so I retreat, but in a second I'll start pushing forward again. And over here is the only Iceni left 2 guys here, so this shouldn't take too much longer before I wrap that up. And at this point, I'm just bringing my infantry over here to support. See his cavalry coming out, so I do send orders for my units. Pretty sure I bring my cavalry over here. I send some infantry units too. I guess he kind of just gets busy with other orders, so he kind of leaves his cavalry there, and I am able to get some charge at the last second. He does get kind of a counter charge, but you can see those Iberian swordsmen doing quite a bit of damage with their javelins, already taking out one of my horsemen to 6. So I'm gonna start charging in my infantry over here, which I still got Spear Brothers, which, man, it's only 7 losses altogether. So I'll charge them in to support, and then over here we finally finish up that last Iceni unit, so I'll bring those guys in, and these guys finally rout, so I'll bring my Spear Brothers in for support. And at this point, the battle is pretty much well over. Not much the Lusitani can do, with really just, he has, what, 1 Scutari Cav left, Iberian Swordsman's, another Scutari over there, and then really his Lusitani Noble is really the only thing good he has left that can potentially do something. But you know, with all of these numbers, there's another Noble down here fighting, but way outnumbered. So at this point, it's just cleaning up the few units he has left. So you can see, got some of my units engaged up here, and then down here with this Iberian Swordsman still fighting the Scutari Cavalry over here, and he still has this one trying to break free from that huge mess over there. And yeah, that's basically it for this game. See his swordsman up there and down here finally routed. He does get a charge in with his cavalry over here, and my, what are these, naked warriors, should be enough to take that out. Actually, they're actually pretty weakened, and they are losing that fight. And I believe that is, besides this noble man. Nobles, or Lusitani nobles, are really good units. Look at those, 265 kills. That's ridiculous. 266. Only 66 guys left. Completely surrounded, and it's still going. Quite impressive, and it finally breaks. And with that, and that last unit, the battle's over. So yeah, good game to our opponents, Boxing Buffalo and O Christian. Well done. See, Lusitani, his cavalry, besides the heroic rider, did not do great at all, especially his general. And this one only got 1 kill, thanks to my guerrilla swordsman, which for relatively cheap units is quite a good amount of kills that they got on the cavalry units. And you see his slingers, some of them, I mean, not great, because I was able to rush in to neutralize those. And the rest of his army actually did not get a great amount of kills. Most of them were pretty low. 18, that's really low. This one, 110, that's probably the best unit of all of his. And you can see, for the most part, my guys did pretty good, especially these Oathsworn. And my cavalry, 90 kills for cheap cavalry, pretty good here. Not so much here, but they got the job done. So yeah, quickly look at my ally Piper. So yeah, he had 6 Avocati, 4 Ostati, and then 3 of these legionary cohorts. Auxiliary infantry, and you can see these Equites did pretty decent. 180 kills there, 168, quite good. And then the Lusitani, these nobles, 274 kills, 181 kills. It's pretty good. And then you can see his Iberian swordsman doing decent, probably not as good as he hoped. And a couple of other units, these swordsmen. So yeah, I'll go ahead and finish off this battle, and stay tuned for more 2 versus 2s.